This is Module 1, Lesson 12 homework, and today we were working with using estimation to find a reasonable product for multiplication of decimals. So I'll just do the first one here. And the whole almost the whole first page will be done just like this. So we talked today about taking the decimal that we're multiplying and rounding it to the nearest whole number before we multiply it by our single digit. So if we look at 2 1/10, we can say that 2 1/10 is closest to 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. And then we go over here to the list of numbers they've given us, and we find which one of these is closest to our estimation of 6. 63 hundredths is not quite big enough. 6 3/10 is pretty close. 63 is quite larger. 630 is way too large. So we would say that 6 3/10. 6 3/10 would be a reasonable answer for that. Now we have to write a really great sentence explaining how we got that. You could say, using estimation, I rounded 2 1/10 to 2, then multiplied it by 3. I got 6, which is close to 6 3/10. 6 3/10 would be a reasonable answer. Be a reasonable answer. That tells me that the student knows to use estimation to round to a whole number to then multiply to see what would be a reasonable answer. 63 would not be a reasonable answer because it is far too large. We know that 2 times 3 is 6. You would do those the same way, rounding them to the whole number and then multiplying to find a reasonable answer. The following are not as similar to the ones in the problem set today, so I would accept one of two ways that they could be done. Since our whole lesson today dealt with estimating and rounding, you could estimate and round before you found the answer, or you could actually work the problem out. I'll do both on this one right here as an example. So number 2, Yi Ting weighs 8 3/10 kilograms. Her older brother is 4 times as heavy as Yi Ting. How much does her older brother weigh in kilograms? So if I have 8 3/10 kilograms, and we know that the older brother is 4 times as heavy as Yi Ting. So I could say that I'm going to do 8 3/10 times 4. Now if we're estimating, we could say that 8 3/10 rounds to 8, and then 8 times 4 is 32. And then we could also do it the other way, where we have 8 3/10 times 4, and then we multiply that. We could make an area model. We could say that we're multiplying 4 times 8 ones and 3/10. And we say that 8 times 4 is 32, and then 4 times 3 is 12/10, making this 32 plus 1 2/10, which would equal 33 2/10 kilograms. Either one of those would work. And the same for the ones on the back, where you could either estimate these dollar amounts and then multiply it by the number of gallons that they need, and then here as well. And that's what we did today.